In Africa, on a savanna where life began, there is a clearing where it's possible to see two horizons. In one direction, the world's worst healthcare problems, and in the other, solutions for systemic change.
Healthcare demands across the continent are constantly changing. With 11% of the world population, 25% of the global disease burden and only 3% of the health workforce, Africa faces significant challenges.
Over the next 2 days, 5 key game changers of healthcare identified by Africa Haalth Business will be highlighted.
Universal health coverage. Will Africa be able to keep pace with the increasing growth of health expenditure in correlation to the availability of funds for health?
Bridging the gap in human resources for health. Is there a solution? One of the important things to consider about this gap is that it is a resolvable problem. The inadequacy is not an insufficient number of health workers but in the number of skilled workforce. Only when enough health workers can be trained, sustained and retained in sub-Saharan Africa will there be meaningful socio-economic development.
Fostering investment through public-private partnerships. Are there advantages of an institutionalized public-private dialogue in Africa? The private sector continues to play a pivotal role in improving the health systems in Africa. It is important to strategize on how to leverage mutual capacities between the private and public sector through investments and partnerships to achieve synergies within the healthcare sector.
Are there solutions to strengthen, increase accessibility and efficiency which are key to healthcare supply chain management? The supply chain is the second largest and fastest growing expense for healthcare providers, with only labor costing most providers more. Ongoing macroeconomic and regulatory events are constantly changing the shape of the competitive and operational environment in which supply chain managers make their strategic and tactical decisions.
Is the healthcare industry ready to embrace disruptive technologies in health? Established and upcoming disruptive technological models in healthcare attempt to deliver value propositions that are distinct from those of traditional practices. The industry needs to open doors to embrace these to reduce cost and create an enabling environment.
Africa Haalth Business, together with McKinsey & Company, are the leading healthcare partners, and delegates during this 2-day forum will deliberate on the pertinent healthcare issues this continent faces and how together we can grow the business of health in Africa.
We welcome you to Africa Haalth Business Symposium 2016.